My name is Shad Jones. I am an MC, an Ashe activist, support your city hashtag user, and one of the people for the House of Bars getting it cracking. So who influenced me in music the most? I would say I grew up listening to R&B first. My brother liked hip-hop, he liked rap, and whatever my brother liked, I liked the opposite. So therefore I went in the R&B route. So like TLC was a huge influence on me, Aaliyah was a huge influence on me, Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah later, and then like a lot of 80s and 90s rap, because my style is a lot like storytelling and like telling my story and like, you know, sharing my experiences with people in that way. The House of Bars experience for me was super duper. It just flowed. From the time that we went into the studio, there was no real thing about the order. The order of how it went kind of flowed. The creativity in the studio flowed. The whole entire thing, it just flowed. And I appreciated that, because a lot of the people that we reached out to, like, I didn't really know them that well, and like they still agreed to be a part of the cypher, which I really appreciate. And the MCs, the ladies, making it super duper easy to work with. So my verse for the cypher, had a lot to do with like my mind frame when I was shooting it, when I was writing it, was okay, if nobody ever heard me before, what would I want them to know about me? So it starts off, you know, staying in my lane like I'm supposed to be, because I don't want to like swerve into other people's things and what they do. There's a lot of competition, I feel, in hip-hop right now, and I'm not about competition. Like, I feel like everybody is enough. So it's like my main thing is what somebody else is doing, I'm not going to try to bite or copy. Like, I'm really trying to figure out what I want to do and like what I want to and what I stand for. So staying in my lane like I'm supposed to be. You see drama clench pearls like they your rosaries, because you know you scared, but me see the same thing, continue sipping tea, rebuking all that negative type of energy, because I am not about negativity. I have a whole movement that I want to start that I'm doing. It's called Love Yourself, because it all starts with you, in my opinion. And like with a lot of stuff that I've been through in my life, like I am just not about negativity or like bringing about that type of stuff, because I've seen the impact and like the damage emotionally that it creates. So I'm not really big into negativity or hanging around negative people or stuff like that. So what did I say? Staying in my lane like I'm supposed to be. You see drama clutch prayers like they're your rosary. Won't let it reflect off me, planting none of they seeds that lead to the doomed life of envy and greed. Y'all can stay zombie or some ego fiends. I'ma fill these life bars with creatine, because right now I just feel like it's just too much ego going on, too much of all that, and there's not enough support really. So that's what those bars were. And then like creatine, I looked at, I'm a little bit of a geek and I like words, so I looked up what creatine means before I used it to make sure like it made sense, and like it's like some type of dang, I forgot what it is, but it has something to do with bringing life into your body. So I was like, that's just dope. So I'm gonna fill these life bars with creatine, bring them back to the land of the living, where being yourself and fully authentic the only intentions. I got my mind on making a difference, being consistent, keep playing out my vision as intended. So like I'm a big person, spiritual person, and I'm a big into honoring your word and like creating what you want to create, and like being and doing and manifesting stuff. So that's what that is. I have a vision, I want to be consistent with it, and I want to make a difference with others and with the community as much as I can. Got my mind on making a difference, being consistent, keep playing out my vision as intended. Too much is tested, much is given. Won't see me pimped out inside of their prisons, be something different and agile. Come in with mad styles on some kung fu now, busting moves in my city, knocking walls down. So that is definitely what I'm trying to do. especially with something like House of Bars and like other projects that I'm working on now with other people as well. So I'm coming, and I'm coming with love. You know, if competition is your thing, I'm like, I get you're automatically with me. You're gonna win, because I mean, like, I'm not doing it for that part. So when I first started getting in the hip hop scene here, I started out freestyling every Wednesday at Rehab Tavern. It was like one of the only spots that I first went to, because I didn't really know anybody in the scene, and like I didn't know about my rap skills or believe that I had like any talent in it. So shout out to my friends Autumn and Alyssa, who told me about like this hip hop night. I didn't know that there was a cypher part, and they invited me to it, and then they were like, oh, you should get on the microphone, you should get on the microphone. I think I got there at like 10 o'clock p.m. and they waited and waited and waited until like damn near 1 o'clock in the morning before I actually touched the microphone. And like, I sucked at first. Now, people who go to rehab, y'all don't think that I sucked, but I'm like, there's people who will tell you, like, when I first started coming, I sucked. And then like I started getting better, and I started coming every single week, every single Wednesday, and I got to know other artists there who were also trying to pursue the same type of things that I was trying to pursue. And then like after I was there for about a year or so, I got cool with Rene. Shout out to my sensei, that's my homie. And he was one of the first people to help me book my very first show called Fools for Hip Hop. So shout out to Old Beast Mike, he puts that event together. And from there, like, I wrote the first 3 songs, one of which is What's Up, which a lot of people in the city know what that is, because people always say what's up to me, and I appreciate that. And from there, I've just been growing, taking more and more risk, and, you know, transitioning what I've learned in corporate America and the leadership skills that I've learned in corporate America, and transferring that into, you know, creating business opportunities outside of corporate America. So that is that. And then like, so I felt love from the scene at first, but as I started like branching away from Rehab Tavern and going on Wednesdays nights, I started like noticing when I would go to different events, like it would always be the same people on the events. The events would always be on the same day, making it so people had to choose between which event they wanted to go to, especially if all of them had a cover. So you know what I'm saying, like you had to pick which one to do. And then like it would be the same people on the flyers. It's like sometimes they give people opportunities and sometimes they don't. So I didn't really like that aspect of it, and I'm like, who am I to say anything to anybody about it, because I'm just like way too new. So I just chose not to just like start creating my own thing from what I feel is missing. What I want to see more in the hip hop scene is in Columbus, I would love to see people communicate with each other. Like, don't throw shows all on the same weekend, because if you spread them out, it's going to make Columbus look like it's popping even more, because there's always something to do as far as hip hop. So that's one of the things that I would like to see. Definitely the ego like die down a little bit within the city, so people can like work together and communicate. That is what I want to see more of. Less competition, more working together and support to help the city grow. Then all that shit can come back. But right now, I just feel like we should be working together. And that's what I hope, you know, House of Bars demonstrates. Alright, this is Shad Jones. You can find me at Shad Jones 86 everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. House of Bars has its own Instagram. It's H as in Henry, O, B as in boy, .cbus. And I also have shadjones.com as well. So you can find me there as well. Shout out to Reissland, my dog. Shout out to Gladys, who shot these. Image of Decency, that's her IG. Shout out to 9 Vibes, Rachel, for your support and all the ideas and coming up with shit. All the ladies, shout out to y'all. Shout out to my mom. That's all I got.
Got my mind on making a difference, being consistent, keep playing out my vision that's intended. Too much is tested, much is given. Won't see me pimped out inside of their prisons, be something different. And